15 years passed with no major edits. Then the official Earth contact policy changed overnight. One rule stood out: no reply without United Nations approval. The update arrived weeks before the expected close pass of an interstellar visitor called 3I Atlas. The timing begged questions. The language sounded rehearsed. Was this planned, or were people inside the system quietly panicking? Policy updates do not slip into place by accident. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you will see why the real question is not if we are preparing for contact, but who already acted. You keep watching. You like this subject. Hit like and subscribe so you do not miss the next update. Leave a comment with where you are and the local time. Say if you believe we are hearing the full truth. Share the video if you want this community to grow. Your reach lets us keep digging. A single sentence in a draft paper changed everything. Buried on page 7, it read, "Pending appropriate international consultations, no reply shall be sent to a confirmed extraterrestrial intelligence." 20 words, no fanfare, no press conference. A quiet line in the revised SETI post-detection protocols draft, published on ARX in late 2025. That is the official search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute language. You might call this simple bureaucratic housekeeping. Many will say scientists update policy every decade. That reading misses the point. The draft appeared just as astronomers announced 3I Atlas, an interstellar object, not from the Kuiper Belt or Oort cloud, from somewhere else. The Atlas Survey telescope in Chile spotted it on July 1, 2025. Its velocity proves it did not originate inside our star system. Perihelion arrives in late October 2025. As I record this, 3I Atlas sits inside Mars' orbit, moving so fast that ordinary solar system objects appear to stall. Why would a clause prohibiting any direct reply show up in an official document right before an interstellar visitor arrives? Coincidence? Possibly. Suspicious timing? Also possible. Hold that thought while I explain what a reply means in practice. This is not philosophy. This is physical transmissions, radio beacons, laser pulses, any deliberate signal that could be read as a message from Earth. Under older protocols in place since about 2010, guidance encouraged consultation. Wording used should and may. Those words left room for action by individuals or private groups. The new draft uses shall. That word issues a command. The International Academy of Astronautics does not rewrite rules on a whim. Committees meet, conferences occur, global feedback gets solicited. The revision arriving now alongside headlines about 3I Atlas creates a storm of timing. New rules, an interstellar object, global attention. 3 Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar object after Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. But this visitor appears during the most capable era of observational astronomy. JWST operates. Hubble still operates. Ground observatories deploy polarimetry and spectroscopy that would have been science fiction 5 years ago. And the early data from these instruments looks unusual. Picture a private SETI team, years of sky scans. Then they detect something, a radio pulse, an optical flash, a strange infrared signature. Under old guidance, they might reply alone. Under the new draft, they must notify authorities, archive their data, and wait. Wait for consultation. Wait for the UN. Wait for diplomats, lawyers, ethicists to reach consensus. The outcome? No reply until a global decision occurs. That is a major shift. It moves the power to speak from individuals toward collective control. Some will defend the update as modernizing outdated guidelines. They will argue the protocol always emphasized coordination. They will not be wrong. Still, the new text binds action in legal-sounding language. It repositions the decision from should we respond to who decides if a response may occur and when. The rule sits on a public site. Anyone with internet access can read it. Few have read it closely. Fewer understand the implications. The clause waits, ready to be invoked when detection thresholds are crossed. We will go line by line through the revised protocol. We will trace how the draft developed and when it reached publication. We will examine oddities around 3i Atlas and the reactions across the spectrum, from mainstream scientists to conspiracy broadcasters. If this rule matters and some detection happens while the draft sits in place, we must know who controls the microphone. Are we being primed to stay silent? The draft's title reads SETI, Post-Detection Protocols Progress Towards a New Version. Garrett and colleagues authored it and posted it in 2025. It is neither short nor simple. The scope has expanded. The old rules focused mostly on radio signals. Radio made sense when that was the primary search method. The new draft expands detection to optical lasers, infrared waste heat, polarimetric anomalies, even particle emissions that do not match known natural models. Detection now covers any indication of technology, intentional or otherwise. Verification tightened. Independent confirmation from multiple observatories becomes mandatory before any public announcement. Raw and processed data must go into tamper-resistant storage. Frequency bands used for detection must be protected from interference. These writing choices are not suggestions. They aim to prevent false alarms and to ensure that announced detections hold up. Data sharing got codified. Verified detections require global scientific access, no hoarding, no proprietary claims. That response addressed past disputes when data stayed private. Transparency among scientists looks reinforced. Whether transparency extends to the public remains a question. The protocol forms an International Academy of Astronautics Post-Detection Subcommittee. This body will not only include astronomers, it will include legal experts, ethicists, communication specialists. That subcommittee becomes the coordination hub. If you wonder who controls the narrative, start there. Then the clause that started the debate, no reply shall be sent pending appropriate international consultations. Compare that to older phrasing, where once words like should appeared, now shall appears. The new language removes ambiguity. No single actor, government, organization, or person may reply without broad consultation. By implication, the consultation will involve the United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space. A key point: the protocol is advisory. It does not instantly become binding international law. Advisory documents gain force when governments and institutions adopt them as authoritative. The IAA holds influence in space policy circles. If enough bodies treat this draft as authoritative, it will function like law. Imagine a private SETI group finds an unmistakable signal. Under old rules, they might hold a press conference and send a reply. Under the new draft, they must notify the IAA subcommittee and wait while the committee consults the UN. Weeks or months could pass. During that time, the detecting group must remain silent. The signal may vanish. The moment to respond might pass. Meanwhile, someone else with resources might reply in secret. The protocol cannot prevent secret replies. The draft includes granular measures. It mandates tamper-resistant archival formats. It requires coordination with telecom regulators to protect frequency bands. It outlines public messaging protocols intended to manage expectations and minimize panic. These provisions extend the remit beyond pure science into governance. The draft anticipates the politics and psychology that follow extraordinary discoveries. So when critics call this a routine update, ask them when routine updates redefine who speaks for a planet. When did best practices become mandates about human representation? This is not cosmetic. The new text embeds structural changes into policy. The protocol assumes discovery will happen inside official channels. It struggles to handle rogue detections, crowdsourced projects, or amateur astronomers. The draft obliges notification, but it cannot enforce compliance. If someone responds anyway, the international community has limited recourse. The era of unilateral action in this domain has ended in principle. You no longer own the info if you detect something. The decision process becomes communal. Whether you support that depends on your trust in those institutions. When did this shift start? The idea of detection protocols dates to 1989 with the Declaration of Principles on Activities After Detection. That declaration advised verification, notification, public disclosure, and coordinated responses. In 1995, a supplemental protocol addressed replies, urging international consultation. The wording remained soft. The 2010 update streamlined previous guidance, but kept the focus on detection. The reply issue stayed secondary. In 2022, the IAA-SETI committee began discussion for a comprehensive revision. Committee minutes show the committee considered the old protocols outdated, given detection technology advances and increased private participation. Drafts circulated through 2023 and 2024. A public draft hit ARX in late September or early October 2025, showing the no reply clause. 3i Atlas enters the timeline after that work began. The Atlas survey found the object on July 1st, 2025. Astronomers calculated perihelion for late October, and media coverage rose in August and September. The fact that the revision started years before Atlas's discovery suggests the effort is not a knee-jerk reaction. Still, we do not know when the no reply clause was finalized. If it appeared after Atlas's discovery, the timing looks less coincidental. Committee minutes show the committee considered the old protocols outdated, given detection technology advances and increased private participation. Drafts circulated through 2023 and 2024. A public draft hit ARX in late September or early October 2025, showing the no reply clause. 3i Atlas enters the timeline after that work began. The Atlas survey found the object on July 1st, 2025. Astronomers calculated perihelion for late October, and media coverage rose in August and September. The fact that the revision started years before Atlas's discovery suggests the effort is not a knee-jerk reaction. Still, we do not know when the no reply clause was finalized. If it appeared after Atlas's discovery, the timing looks less coincidental. Committee processes run behind closed doors. Details could be debated until final publication. The public documents do not reveal those internal timelines. The result, a suggestive but inconclusive sequence. 3 Atlas itself deserves attention. It is not ordinary debris. It is the third interstellar object we have confirmed. Atlas arrived in a golden era of instruments. JWST trained on it from July. The data shows oddities. Spectroscopy reveals a coma dominated by carbon dioxide. The CO2 to water ratio sits about 8:1. That ratio flips typical comet chemistry, where water dominates. Perhaps Atlas formed in a different molecular cloud with dissimilar chemistry. That possibility sits on the table. Polarimetry results show a deep negative polarization branch with an inversion angle around 17 degrees, a signature inconsistent with known comet models. Ground observatories find particle scattering properties that do not match typical dust grain models. Certain tabloid reports claim metallic emissions. They cite preliminary spectroscopic lines consistent with nickel alloys at rates reported near 4 grams per second without detectable iron. If true, that would defy natural comet expectations. But the claims remain unverified and unreviewed. Spectral lines can overlap. Instruments produce artifacts. Treat these claims as prompts for follow-up, not proof. Behaviorally, Atlas surprised. Early observations lacked a long tail. Comets usually sprout tails as solar heating drives volatile release. Atlas stayed quiet at first. Then an anti-tail appeared in late August. Anti-tails are real but rare. They occur when larger particles lag in orbit and create a sunward-pointing feature from our perspective. Alone, the anti-tail is not proof of anything exotic. Together with chemical and polarimetric anomalies, it adds to the sense of unpredictability. Natural explanations remain plausible for each anomaly. Exotic molecular cloud origins or unique formation histories could explain composition. New dust properties could explain polarization. Spectral misinterpretation could explain metallic lines. When multiple anomalies stack, though, the question shifts. Is this a very unusual comet or something else? Some researchers suspect an engineered probe, an artifact designed to mimic cometary appearance. A probe could have protective layers of ice and dust for interstellar travel, and then reveal engineered signatures under scrutiny. Most scientists favor natural explanations so far. Consensus is not proof. Data remains incomplete. The protocol timing and Atlas's arrival together form a test case. Detection, verification, consultation, and the decision whether to reply all move from academic debates into governance reality. How institutions handle Atlas reveals their readiness. Public reaction fragments across channels. Official science voices stress caution. NASA communicates no threat and ongoing analysis. The European Space Agency issues FAQ clarifications. The tone aims to reassure. Alternative media frames the story differently. Channels with names like Cosmic Secrets run with headlines such as "Alien Probe Confirmed." They splice official clips with ominous music and assert a cover-up. Those videos garner hundreds of thousands of views. Alternative broadcasters argue the protocol looks like a gag order. Their audience resonates with an instinct to distrust institutions. Social media amplifies both narratives. Memes link the protocol document with Atlas images and captions implying foreknowledge. Hashtags trend on multiple sides. Both camps read the same source material. Both examine JWST and Hubble data. They ask different questions. Scientists ask what the data says. Conspiracy theorists ask why release timing serves control. One question seeks evidence. The other seeks motive. Framing wins the perception war. Rhetoric, imagery, and emotional appeals shape public response more than raw facts. The protocol may govern who speaks officially, but it cannot control who people choose to trust. That gap may matter more than any clause. Detection definitions broadened in 2025 have consequences. Techno-signature searches move beyond narrowband radio. Optical laser pulses, infrared waste heat, particle emissions, and polarimetric anomalies all count. Optical SETI looks for brief intense laser flashes. Infrared searches hunt for waste heat from megastructures. Particle sensors look for charge emissions that do not match natural cometary ejecta. Polarimetry reveals particle sizes and shapes. False positives remain a core challenge. Pulsars once looked artificial. Early observers nicknamed 1LGM for little green men. Further study revealed a natural neutron star. Every potential techno-signature invites alternative natural explanations. That is why the new protocol demands cross-confirmation across wavelengths and independent verification. Terrestrial interference, satellite glints, instrument artifacts, and software bugs all produce spurious signals. Rule them out before declaring something extraordinary. 3 Atlas sits in a gray zone between natural and possibly artificial. JWST shows unusual chemistry. Polarimetry shows unfamiliar scattering. Unverified metal lines add uncertainty. Stacked anomalies produce cognitive pressure. The protocol treats ambiguous detections with gravity. It requires multidisciplinary review. Chemists, material scientists, spacecraft engineers, and statisticians all take part to avoid rushing to error. Consider stealth design. An engineered probe might deliberately appear natural to hide. We design stealth satellites and reconnaissance craft. Foreign designers might adopt similar strategies. A disguised probe would aim to blend into natural backgrounds until it achieved mission goals. A broader techno-signature definition helps detect disguised artifacts. It means anomalies that once would be dismissed as natural get flagged for deeper review. If discovery seems likely, the legal and diplomatic machinery activates. Verified anomalous detections trigger the IAA Post-Detection Subcommittee. They assess credibility and recommend international consultations. The United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, UNCOPUOS, becomes the natural forum. It works by consensus. Consensus moves slowly. The world loses patience. The draft's phrase, appropriate international consultations, is purposely vague. It offers procedural flexibility while implying a formal chain of review. Real-world challenges emerge. If the committee cannot reach agreement, some states might want to reply, while others oppose action. The protocol provides no clear path when consensus fails. Meanwhile, the International Telecommunication Union must handle frequency allocations if any reply uses radio. A multilateral process adds friction. What if a private actor sends a reply alone? The protocol forbids it. Enforcement exists only in social and reputational realms, not in a global police force for transmissions. A billionaire or an impatient group could transmit anyway. Governments could respond in secret. A national classified operation could broadcast without public disclosure. The protocol cannot stop classified actions. Secrecy presents another risk. Governments sometimes classify information for national security. The draft cannot override domestic secrecy rules. If a state deems detection sensitive, it may withhold data. That creates two tiers: public science under the protocol and classified operations outside public scrutiny. History shows governments protect strategic information. Classified analysis may produce decisions without public review. The protocol frames such caution as prudence, but it might serve strategic control. Dual use concerns tie SETI to intelligence. Radio astronomy grew from military radar. Powerful dishes have defense ties. Signal analysis overlaps signals intelligence. A laser flash could be extraterrestrial, or it might be a directed energy experiment. Anomalous infrared sources could be alien engineering or classified installations. Particle emissions might come from exotic propulsion. Defense communities watch closely. Imagine detection confirmed then sealed under national classification. Unofficially, analysts study the signal. They consider tactical implications. The classified sphere moves faster than scientific review. The protocol becomes convenient cover. A public pause while insiders decide creates a decision window without accountability. Private sector dynamics further complicate things. Companies launch satellites and operate ground stations. A private observation could outpace institutional response. If a corporation withholds data, they gain advantage. If a startup detects something, it might go public for attention. Market incentives and branding distort scientific norms. The protocol expects open data to limit secrecy, but transparency has limits when classified programs exist. The draft cannot constrain every private or secret actor. If an actor bypasses rules, the result is information fragmentation. Multiple actors broadcast contradictory claims. Public trust erodes as confusion grows.